Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to my Thursday Q&A. Every Thursday I make these videos where I answer your questions, so drop them in the comment section below and I will do my best to answer them all next week. If it's a repeat question within the last month or two, then I'm just not going to answer it. Try to make your questions as concise as possible because I do edit out all the extra stuff and try to get right to the point because I have so many questions now. But I do appreciate your comments and suggestions otherwise, so thank you so much. So let's get started on this. Donnie asked, do you find Planet Fitness useful for showers? Are there different types of memberships? Yes, I absolutely find it useful. Yeah, completely. It's really nice to have long, hot showers when I want them. In most towns, there's only been like 2 that I haven't had a Planet Fitness to utilize that. They do have 2 memberships. One of them is a basic one, which you can only use the gym in that hometown. And then there's the Black Card, which is like $20 a month. The first one I mentioned was like $10 a month. And the $20 a month Black Card enables you to use every Planet Fitness in the U.S. And you can use the massage chairs, which are awesome, and the hydro massage beds, which are awesome, and tanning beds if you're into that. And I think there's a few other perks as well. Next question comes from KJewel22, says, where's your next stop after Florida? New Orleans. Yes, I guess the Jazz Festival is going on later this month, so I'm going to really try to hit that up and get some photography done there and just really soak it in because I think that'll be really rad. And then South Texas, because I want to avoid Tornado Alley because it is tornado season and I've had enough run-ins with tornadoes here, or at least tornado warnings. I don't want to deal with waking up to another tornado warning. I'm kind of done with that. Wow, sweet bike. Although it would be cool to get some really wicked pictures of some awesome storms. I just, sleeping with the threat of tornadoes seems really hard to do. Let's see. Oh, and then up to Portland, Oregon. So next question comes from Ruin or Rapture. It says, you've probably been asked this before, but any future tattoo plans? Yes, first I gotta get money, so I'm not even really dealing with it. I want full sleeves, and I have a chest piece that I need to have filled in because it's incomplete and it looks terrible right now, and I really want to get that done, but it's going to cost a lot of money. So I got to keep working on getting money and getting paid and get my debts paid off and get to Australia. I might get a bunch of work done there. I might get it done all over the world. Who knows? So I don't have specific plans, but I definitely plan to have full sleeves. Nothing on the neck, nothing on the face, nothing on the hands. It's all wrist up. I don't like neck tattoos. Not on me anyway. Some people, they look really cool, but I don't want that on me. But arms, chest, legs, definitely. Let's see. Next question comes from Kelly K6, or Kelly K. It's 6 days ago. Your question is, have you ever thought about buying a boat and exploring the seas? Absolutely. That's my next big move is buy a sailboat and learn to sail with my girl. It's gonna be rad. Next question comes from My Apartment on Wheels. It says, how old are you and why did you choose this lifestyle? I am 29 years old, and to get a real specific, to hear the whole story, you can watch my video, Why I Live in a Van and Travel the USA. Basically, I started on the motorcycle and realized that traveling the country indefinitely on a crotch rocket is pretty terrible way to do it. So I sold it and bought the van, and yeah. And I don't see paying rent is such a ridiculous thing when I can just not pay rent and drive around and see all these beautiful, incredible things and get all the way out of my comfort zone and really grow as a person. Next question is from David Smith. Hey, I'm just a kid, but I'm into tiny homes, van living thing. Do you think my dream will last until I get a van? What other options do I have while I wait? Wow. Well, it's impossible for me to answer this definitively, any kind of absolute thing. But if that dream exists in you now, I think it's there to stay. It's not going anywhere. It seems to be that way with most people. Most people give up on their dreams. There's a little spider on my lens, and I really want to catch it. But I hope you don't. And as far as your options while you wait, I don't know, because I don't know how old you are, what situation you're in, or anything like that. Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I would just say, just keep researching and stuff, and keep the dream alive, keep that fire alive, and keep working towards it somehow. I'm sure that there's, even though you can't drive yet, maybe you can save up for a van and figure out exactly the way you want it, and maybe get the van and start working on it, even though you can't drive yet. You know, I think that would be pretty rad. Or even like a tiny home, like start building a tiny home, or build models or something, or start learning the skills that you're going to need to learn, like carpentry and building houses. Maybe you can get a part-time job or be an apprentice somewhere helping building houses. I think that's about the best I can do on that one, buddy. Josh Rodriguez says, do you think it would be possible to pursue a life of pickup while living in a van? And I mean pickup as in going out to clubs and gaming girls, being social, and facing my hang-ups of social interaction. Well, I'm assuming a lot here because you could mean something totally different, but by gaming girls, I'm assuming you mean kind of like conning them into coming back to your place and getting laid. If that's what being social is and facing your hang-ups is, then your definitions are f***ed, man. Yeah. You can totally have friends, you can totally have a girlfriend, you can totally do everything you did in an apartment or a house, in a van. It all depends on your reasons. I mean, if you're living in a van because you're broke, then you're probably not in a really good frame of mind. But if you're living in a van because it allows you freedom and allows you to step out of the system and save money to spend on other like things like experience, then you're probably like your soul's on fire and people are just going to be naturally attracted to you. Yeah, this is a hard one for me to say because I'm making, there's no way to answer this without making a bunch of assumptions. I definitely don't condone gaming girls as far as how I understand that means. But I guess if that is your thing, I don't see why you couldn't do it in a van. It might be a little harder to say, hey, come back to my van. But if you're already like manipulating them into doing something, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Explain this. I've seen your other comments and they seem totally legit. So I think that I'm assuming the worst of you right now. I hope you can understand why. So please explain to me what you mean more on this, because I'm having a hard time like really understanding. I don't want to jump to conclusions because all your other comments have been, you seem like a really legit dude. Yeah, I'm gonna move on from that one. Jizza5 says, do you get depressed or even suicidal thoughts ever? Not trying to be a bummer, just curious. Depressing, self-defeating thoughts, yeah, I definitely do. I don't believe them anymore though. Suicidal, not like killing my body, but like I felt like the way I've been thinking and doing things lately hasn't been working, so I need to kill the definition of myself and create a new one, create a new belief system, or at least like collapse parts of them and build new ones. As far as like I hate myself, I want to die kind of stuff, no. I used to when I was a teenager a lot, but that's before I realized that it was the idea of myself that I wanted to kill and not my physical body and my higher self, I guess you would call it. Because I think there's a part of us that's completely immovable that like we're born with. I don't know if that's a soul or if that's just like part of our ingrained personality that we cannot shift no matter what. But there's also the part of us that we define with words and say that this is the kind of person I am. This is what I do, this is my value, and that part we can totally change easily, and that part I think we all should from time to time, unless the way you like are defining the world is really working out for you. Depressing thoughts like I'm not good enough, or this person probably doesn't like me, or I'm a dumbass, or I'm an idiot. Yeah, I have those. I realize them because I've practiced meditation, so I'm aware of my thoughts, so I can watch my thoughts like they're scrolling around, and I know that they're not me, they're just thoughts, so I can say, hey, that was a weird thought, how is that true? How can I prove that that's true? And 99% of the time I can't prove that it's true, so it's just a thought. It has no real power unless I believe it, so I just let it go and replace it with one that feels good, because our thoughts create our emotions. When you think, I suck, I'm a loser, I'm an idiot, then you feel like shit, dude. But when you think, you know what, I can do this, I could be really awesome at this if I applied myself, or this person probably likes me. If they don't, then it's because they're in a shitty headspace. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I hope that answers that. Next question is from Travis Cagle says, how tall are you? 6 foot minus 5 inches. If you had $3,000 to buy any van, what would you purchase? Another Astro? No, I'd probably get like I don't know, man. It's hard. I flip-flop a lot. Like, on one hand, it would be like I just get a minivan for the miles per gallon. On the other hand, it's like I'd really like to have a full-size van with a high top so that I can like have a really comfortable place to sit and work on my laptop for hours at a time, because that's not happening in this thing. So it's really hard to say. Any tips for evangeline with a dog? No, I do not. I've never had a dog. I have my own concerns about that, which I still haven't completely answered. It seems like if you work and you're somewhere hot and you have to park in the sun, you're kind of screwed. So I just assume not have a dog. For me, other people have done it and it has worked. Seek them out. Hopefully someone in the comment section will give you some heads up on that. This is username Travis Cagle, by the way, for those who do have dogs. Jay Berg said, have you ever seen a trouser snake? Yeah, I've seen one, man. They're elusive. They're elusive. You usually find them like in locker rooms and dirty magazines. Bob here, have you ever considered getting a trouser snake as a travel pet? That is, I've had a real big problem with that in the past. Nah, man. Where are these coming from, these trouser snake questions? Next question is from, how am I doing on time? Ooh, I gotta hurry up. James May says, hey man, hanging in there, or are you hanging in there? Yeah, dude, I'm thriving, bro. I left you a message about camping for free on WMA Land, Windows Media Audio Land, about a month ago. I was wondering if you checked it out. No, I totally forgot about it. I have so many projects going on right now. I'm really having trouble keeping track of anything. I really need to figure out how to organize all this stuff, because I have like this idea, this idea, this idea, this idea. And when I'm just focusing on one, it totally works. But when I focus on one, it's like laser focus. So all these other ones totally disappear. And it's hard to, I have all these like fringe ideas out on the outside, and it's like they just completely disappear, because it's like I'm focusing on one main idea at a time. So I'm losing track of stuff, man. Because I Van ask, what is the number one experience you would like to have in life that you've not had yet? There's a lot of those, man. I don't know how to pick just one. I'm going to start with sailing on a sailboat and rolling up to a beautiful deserted island with my girl and just like spending the day there with her. I'm going to make that happen. Steve Schuller asked, dude, what's your take on Noelle Marie, inspired and inspiring spiritual sage and businesswoman, deluded but relatively harmless wannabe guru, manipulative and conniving scamster, or something else? I don't have a take on her. I just enjoy her positive attitude. She seems to, every time I watch her videos, she makes me feel good, so I watch them. That's it. I find that the more I try to like wedge people into every category that we try to wedge people and things into has associated emotions. So when you wedge somebody into a category that has any negative emotions attached to it, then you're just causing yourself to feel these negative emotions for no reason. When I say, that guy's a scumbag, he's a piece of shit, I feel like crap for no reason. It's just a label, and I don't need labels. I don't need to label people. I don't need to label things. And if I do, I like make sure to label in a way that makes me feel good, because all those labels have emotions attached to them. So I don't go there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a take on her. She just is what she is, and I will just allow her to be what she is, because no matter what I say or do, I'm not going to change her anyway. I just enjoy her positivity. Urbanite736 says, concerning your van build, is there anything you wish you would have done differently? Yes, absolutely. Full-size roof fan, bigger battery bank. Maybe spending more time on the liner. That's about it. Next question is from Grunge Luggage Tours. Question for you next week. Would you consider going to a Toyota dealership and looking at a Prius 5? I've looked at a Prius. I don't know which model it was. It wasn't the newest one. I think 5's the newest. It was just a little small for me. I can't fit in that yet. Jacob Perry says, I'm pretty introverted and prone to fits of extreme depression at times, though I have been making great progress over the past few years. What are some suggestions you have for interacting with people more and staying positive in times of peril on the road? I don't think it's important to stay positive all the time. I don't think when you're feeling like crap, I don't think you should try to feel positive. I think you should try to accept the way you feel and allow it. That will help you move through it. There's this whole notion that we have to be positive all the time, and it's just not realistic. It's unhealthy. We suppress dark emotions, which are the emotions that pull out the greatest truths and help us move on and help us move into greater things. Uncomfortable and painful emotions are our greatest teachers and our greatest lessons, and we have to allow ourselves to feel them. As far as interacting with people, reprogram your mind to feel good about yourself by yourself when you're alone. When you feel good about yourself when you're alone, then you can feel good about yourself with other people, and then you can have confidence. Next question comes from Snow Cone Monster. Can you explain the design of your van ceiling? Ooh, I gotta hurry up. In between the ribs, there's ribs in between, holding the top roof on. I put some insulation, and then I put Luan. It's really, really thin plywood up. And then I glued this tapestry to the ceiling to give it a cool design. And it was really hard to do because it's a curved surface, so I wasn't able to get it without a ton of creases and folds. So it drives me nuts sometimes when I look at it, but it's a good tool because I'm really a perfectionist, and I see extreme detail in everything. I'm very detail oriented. So when I see this, it bothers me, and it allows me to be okay with imperfection. So I kind of like it like this. But then I put up this, it's like a 1x2 and a 4x1, and then I glued lights to it, so the lights come out straight. I'm sure you've seen in some of my other videos at night, the lights come out instead of down, and it lights this thing up, especially because this thing's mostly white. When I use colored LEDs, it changes colors, and it's really cool. Before I had just 2 inches of insulation. It was way too much. It held the heat in way too much. And this holds enough heat in when it's cold, but also allows enough to go out when it's hot. So I found this is the perfect, or close enough to perfect design for the ceiling for me. Too much was definitely too much. But that's basically it. I have a whole build series. If you want to see how I did it, check out my playlist. I have a van build series playlist, I think it's called. And it's one of the middle videos, I think, where I do the roof. But I show the entire layout of how I did the entire inside of this van in that one. So the next question comes from Ish Gilbertson. And your question is, do you take any vitamin supplements? Yes, I take vitamin D, magnesium, zinc, and fish oil. Oh my God, fish oil is an animal product. That's not vegan. Wow, I'm glad you asked me that, because that didn't even register for some reason. It's just something I did and accepted that I did and didn't stop questioning. That's interesting. I love when that happens. Thank you. I gotta stop taking those and find out a new way to get super good omega-3s. I know that chia seeds and coconut oil is good for that. Music festivals, never been to one. I kind of avoided them because I'm really sensitive and that's easily overstimulated. So I've avoided them, but I think I'm going to hit up that jazz festival in New Orleans and see how that goes. Maybe find a place to go and hide out that's quiet where I can relax for a while if I get overwhelmed. Love myself that way. And your next question is, can you recommend a website? Van-related gadgets, accessories, rain windshields are very pricey for some plastics piece. Amazon. Amazon has the best prices on everything. They have free shipping most of the time. If you have Prime, you get free 2-day shipping. It's incredible. Amazon's amazing. I love Amazon. I've bought so much stuff from them. And if you buy anything from Amazon, use any of my Amazon links. They're all affiliate links. If you click on the link and then you just shop for whatever you want, anything you buy off of Amazon, I get a very small commission for it, but I do get a commission, and it does help me stay on the road and keep making these videos. So that would be much appreciated. All of my links are affiliates. And actually, now that I think about it, I should probably go back, and I don't know if I said that they're all affiliates. I think I just left the link. I should probably do that. That would be more honest. It's going to take forever. Yeah, I'm going to have to get to that and do that, though. And the next question I accidentally deleted. It was about books, so I don't know who it was from. What books do I recommend? Power of Now. Anything Tony Robbins, basically. And the 4 Agreements. That's about it. Looks like we're out of time. Thank you guys so much. Love yourself. Woo!